The Battle of Palo Alto had several hundred participants from the U.S. Military Academy, West Point.
Cameron County Historical Commissioner Eugene Fernandez shows us some of their battle techniques.
We're at the location of the Battle of Palo Alto between United States forces under General Taylor and the forces of Mexico, the Mexican Army under General Arista. It was victorious by the side of the United States forces for a number of different reasons. One of the major reasons of which were the cannons and the warfare techniques that were developed by the American forces. Now, the U.S. Military Academy was started about the beginning of the 1800s. So it was under a lot of conflict. A lot of people said, no, we don't want that Army college because there's just a bunch of elitists that are going to be inducted into it, and then that's not going to do us any good. We need battlefield-trained generals out there. Well, this battle was what changed all of that perception in the minds of the public. Of the graduating classes that went through West Point and that were involved in this battle and all of the conflict for the Mexican-American War, there were over 350 participants that graduated from West Point that were involved in the particular war. That proved in the minds of the public that the U.S. Military Academy at West Point was very necessary towards the development of modern warfare. The battlefield techniques that the Mexican Army employed during this particular war were antiquated to a degree as compared to what was being utilized by the United States forces. The armament was a grade back from what the United States has as guns and cannon and technique of firing these cannons by what was called floating artillery. That just an exploding shot by them. That final battle in this episode of Resaca de la Palma was the one that determined the outcome of the war, because that indeed was a rout by the Mexican forces. They ran for the river, and General Taylor's forces were effectively in control. To the degree that General Taylor passed on over into Matamoros, General Taylor's advance into Mexico through Camargo, which is just up the river here, set forth the northern sector of Mexico under U.S. control. The rest of the interior was done by an assigned General Winfield Scott. That war lasted, the entire war lasted 26 months, and then we got into the period of the treaty being designed. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo finished off this particular war period, and it was a very complex treaty, very misunderstood by a lot of people. But it affected the destiny of so much of the United States and the Western territories, and the rest is history. For KVEO News, I'm Eugene Fernandez.